What's up everyone, I'm Valkia, known for Overwatch, but I've taken a huge liking to Apex Legends, since it's a game made by Respawn and I'm a huge fan of their titles. This basic guide to Apex Legends will give you a brief introduction into the world, weapons, the legends themselves, and try to help you understand the inner workings of the game. At this time, there are currently 8 legends, including Bangalore, Bloodhound, Caustic, Gibraltar, Lifeline, Mirage, Pathfinder, and Wraith, who all have their own unique abilities. Each legend has a tactical ability, passive ability, and an ultimate ability. Before you get into a game, you're faced with a turn-based time-limited legend selection screen, in which you need to secure the legend you want to play during the game. A little tip is that you can set a featured legend from the main menu, which will set that legend as default unless someone else has selected them before you. You drop as a squad of 3 into the map, of which one of the 3 will be delegated to be the jumpmaster, which is a unique dropping system, giving the jumpmaster pretty much full control of where you drop and fully controlling the squad, meaning you're more likely to land together. You can, however, decide to drop individually by pressing the left control key before exiting the ship, or holding E as you're falling down with the team. You're also able to designate a different jumpmaster if you don't feel comfortable making that decision. Pressing M will bring up the world map, which you can suggest drop zones for your team to go to. You'll also notice on the bottom right map features, which highlight important parts of the map. We'll cover the respawn beacon further into the video, but for now no, it's just really awesome. The supply ship is another really cool feature in which you can drop onto a moving aircraft which has a higher chance for loot. The hot zone is another randomly selected area which has a chance for higher tier loot, but this also means it's attractive for more players to drop, so you're going to get into fights quicker. The supply drop is another hot loot zone, but I've often found it coupled at the resting location of the supply ship. The supply ship will visit locations over the map and upon becoming inactive will deploy ropes enabling you to get back into the ship. As you may have seen in previous BR games, there is a trajectory marked across the map, so you've got an idea when you need to jump to get to your intended location. Another sweet feature is the different coloured trails you'll get from other people dropping, making it fairly easy to see how many teams are dropping in the same area as you. The objective here is to be the last squad remaining on the map. When you drop, you'll need to find loot fast. There are various areas you can find loot, including supply bins, inside nearby buildings, and on the supply ship. A sweet bonus in this game is that there is no fall damage, but be careful, falling items can be fatal.
What?
What the fuck?
That killed me.
Wait, just a side note, you can also find these llama not llama droids around the map, which contain epic or legendary loot if you destroy them. Loot comes in a variety of rarities, including common, rare, epic, and legendary. Of course, the rarer the item, the better the properties will be, giving you the tactical advantage. Only 2 legendary weapons are available from loot drops. These are the legendary Kraber 50 cal sniper and the Mastiff shotgun, which deals insane damage. Just as a note, you can't find the ammo for these weapons anywhere on the map other than when you pick up the weapon. Attachments, wearables, and consumable items come in all rarities, which can be identified by their colour in your inventory or visually seeing them on the floor. Some weapons can have multiple attachments, and the higher the tier of rarity, the more powerful that weapon will be. It will also show you with an icon if the attachment will fit the weapon you're carrying. The game hosts a variety of weapons, currently 19, including 3 assault rifles, 2 light machine guns, 3 pistols, 4 shotguns, 4 sniper rifles, and 3 submachine guns. Note that on some weapons, it can be swapped between burst fire and single shot. Along with the guns, you've got a few types of grenades in your arsenal as well. You've got your typical frag grenade, which explodes with damage, thermite grenade, which explodes into a small area of burning damage, and the arc star, the ninja star, which explodes, causing a crowd controlling stun in a small area. Items such as body armor, helmets, backpacks, medical kits, shields, which are used in conjunction with armor, knockdown shields, ultimate accelerator, ammo, weapon modifications, and grenades can be found when looting. Some items can stack, meaning you can carry multiple of them without taking up an inventory slot. These items are indicated with this icon. Backpacks enable you to carry more loot. The different rarities unlock extra slots. The common is 10 slots, rare is 12, epic is 14, and the legendary backpack enables you to fast heal. When you kill an enemy, they'll drop a loot box which will be highlighted in the colour of the highest rarity inside. Looting enemies is a great way to stock up on anything you may be missing. Let's take a look at the in-game interface and become familiar with it. At the top left you have the minimap. This shows your location along with your teammates. A larger version of this can be seen by pressing M. Below the minimap you have the current round number you're on. The rounds increase each time the circle becomes smaller, along with how long you have left before the circle starts to move to the next location. Be careful, if you're outside the circle you'll start taking damage and shields won't be able to give you extra life. At the lower left, you can see the status of your teammates, including health and which type of armor they have. Pressing tab, you're able to see more detailed information about this, including which helmet, armor, backpack, and knockdown shield they have. Below your teammates, you have your own health, shield health, and what type of helmet you currently have equipped. Moving over, we've got which healing or shield item you've currently got selected for quick use, followed by your tactical ability, which will come on and off cooldown after you use it. In the center, you'll see the status of your ultimate or if it's ready to use. Going over to the right hand side, you'll see which grenade you have selected for quick use, along with which weapons you have, attachments, and how much ammo you've got left. The top right highlights how many kills you have, how many squads are remaining, and the number of players. However, when the game gets close to the end, the actual number of players will hide into a question mark, so you actually don't have any insight if it's a single player or a full squad remaining. It's pretty clever, right? At the center top, we have the compass showing you which direction you're looking at. This is important if you're being shot by an enemy, you can call what kind of location they're in, along with the pinging system, which we'll be going into next. Anything which can be interacted to will be noted on your screen with the interact key. For example, here we're holding E to access the items of a fallen enemy. Other things to note is the on-screen indication of the waypoint, which has been set to help you easily follow it, along with one of my teammates which needs reviving as they're being knocked down. These helpful indicators make the game very user-friendly. Holding tab will bring up the inventory. Here you can see your weapons and attachment that you've got, along with any loot that you've picked up. There are tabs across the top to see more detailed information about your teammates, along with details of the legend that you've selected to play. You can also find the mute button for your teammates on the squad tab. One of the most beautiful implementations into this game is the intelligent pinging system. This allows you to mark items, enemies, and locations intelligently with the press of a single button, or you can hold down F to bring up the pinging menu to select something manually. I read that Respawn wanted to make the game fun even if people didn't use voice communications, and you do feel far more aware through this system. All I can say is good job to them for implementing it. Along with pinging, you can also request items using F, such as ammo or health kits. Simply highlight over what you're needing and press F. It will communicate to your teammates, and if they have it, hopefully they'll drop it. Let's talk about the movement in the game now to help you get around the map. The movement is very fluid, and you've got the ability to run up walls and climb up. Simply just hold spacebar at the wall you're running at. Another great movement mechanic is sliding. Simply find a surface which is sloped and press crouch. I prefer using the crouch toggle rather than holding it down, otherwise you can potentially stop unintentionally. Around the map you'll also find other interactive items such as zip lines and balloons. While using the zipline, you're still able to use your weapon, and I'm sure there's going to be some future frag montages where you'll see people getting some sick headshots as they're using it. The balloons, you'll go up into the sky, and what will happen is you'll get launched off in a direction of your choice with the jets that you used when you first dropped. You can actually reach unintended locations on the map, however you'll be greeted with a 30-second timer before you're turned into a loot box. It gives you enough time to scope out the lower grounds and potentially hit some sick headshots from above. Let's get into the combat side of the game. As you'll be frequently fighting enemies, you'll be using all of your arsenal, abilities and ultimates to try and defeat them. If the enemy has shields, you'll know when they've been destroyed from a shattering visual and noise. This means they'll be weaker until they recharge them. Once an enemy runs out of health, they'll be knocked down to the floor. You can continue to shoot them until they turn into a loot box, which then you can scavenge more goodies from. During combat, if your teammate gets knocked down, you have the ability to revive them. Ideally, you want to do this when the surrounding areas are safe, since the revive time takes about 5 seconds. After your teammate gets back up, they'll need to find some healing quickly. If, unfortunately, your squad member gets knocked down, then turned into a little loot box, you have a limited time to retrieve their banner, located on the box, which enables you to respawn your teammate back into the game. If you don't retrieve the banner, it will time out, and the member will no longer be able to continue to play. To respawn your teammate, you'll need to find a respawn beacon. They are marked with green dots on the map. Each respawn beacon can be used only once. This means there are also very targeted areas by enemies waiting for teams to come and respawn their fallen teammates. You are out of action for about 5 seconds while you're respawning your teammate. If you get knocked down, you can use a knockdown shield to help cover from oncoming fire and being eliminated. The legendary knockdown shield has the ability to give you a self-revive. If you've knocked down an enemy, you can also perform a really awesome executioner style move to finish them off. You can then keep an eye on the enemy banner to see if their teammates come to retrieve it, then ambush them. Along with the gunfights, your Legend's abilities can come into play to help turn fights. I've been playing Wraith recently, and using her abilities, I found some nice tactics to retrieve my teammate's banner using the Rift ability, or escaping from tricky situations using Into the Void, putting me into a completely different dimension momentarily. Legends has various abilities which can help tip the fight into your favour. For example, Pathfinder's passive ability helps to reveal the next location of the ring, so you can be prepared in which direction you need to run. I'll be looking to cover more of these in other videos. As you walk around the map, you'll notice these big digital banners displaying player information. At the start, the information will be the previous champions of the game, but this will quickly change when someone starts a killing streak and becomes the kill leader. The kill leader's information and banner will be displayed, and you'll get a bonus 500 XP for killing the leader. These banners bring a very Hunger style games feeling to the map. As this was a basic video, we haven't covered everything in full detail, but you should have enough to get going. Hopefully this is giving you some insight into the game and that you're feeling a bit more confident to play. If you've enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe and throw a thumbs up. Make sure to follow me at twitch.tv/Valkia for the live plays, Twitter @officialvalkia, Instagram @officialvalkia. All the links will be in the description.